Kevin Zwicker says Clark is already the GOAT. She's gotten the masses to care about women's basketball when we historically haven't. That's enough for me to give her that title. I agree. Caitlin Clark is the GOAT of women's basketball. She's the GOAT. You don't need a title. I mean, it's pretty obvious and plain to see. Not to mention, this is the part that frustrates me a little bit, because I always want to see various sides of an argument and the equation and all that. But there was unfortunately, until I fix this, I can't share the screen. There was a article, I think it was from The Athletic. Jim Trotter, who wrote this for The Athletic. We should not delude ourselves into believing her appeal as an influencer is based solely on basketball, because it's not. It says Caitlin Clark's attractiveness to corporations is heightened by the fact that she's a white woman who's dominated a sport that's viewed as predominantly black. I'm sorry. I don't. There have been white girls who played ball before. There have been white girls who played ball before. None of them got buckets like Caitlin Clark got buckets. None of them are as good as her. She's better. She's better than anyone I've ever seen. I don't know why people can't get that through their freaking heads. She's better. She's just better. It's okay to say. Almost every athlete I've ever liked is black. Almost everyone throughout my lifetime. My favorite players have always been black players. I'm a basketball fan first and foremost. And then a football fan if you're talking the major sports. You know? Who's the best quarterback I've ever seen? Patrick Mahomes. Who are the best basketball players I've ever seen? LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Steph Curry. Who's next on the list? You know, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Hakeem Olajuwon. I mean, like Jokic and Bird are the only two that I could even throw into the mix. You know, I could even put them in the mix. They're even in the conversation. I didn't just go like, Wally Zerbiak, let's go, baby. I didn't. It's crazy to me. People do. It just is what it is. It's okay. She's going to get more attention to the other girls who play now. Juju Watkins going to be a bigger star because of this. Unfortunately, if you don't want white players to succeed, Paige Becker's going to be a bigger star because of this. But the girls who are already in the NBA are going to be a bigger star because of this. Angel Reese is a bigger star because of this. Angel Reese is a star. She's charismatic. I got nothing negative to say about Angel Reese. Like on so many of these topics today, people want you to be polarized. They want you to either be a glazer, as they say in the comment section, or you're a hater. That's like, no. I'm a truth teller. Like I said, I'm approaching this topic from a journalistic lens. I'm on a voyage here. I'm on a voyage here to find out, how this is going to go, what people think about it. And I will listen to every viewpoint. I'll listen to them. But we got to stop this shit. BT616, we need to find a way to get rid of the toxic Vex. Enrique Ngumbalo, sorry, I'm butchering the name. If smart vet for the Dallas Wings shows some vets understanding CC market value. Look, I don't think there's that many toxic vets. There's a few here and there. But I think as a whole, if you see her teammates and you see her new teammates, and I think the league will embrace it. I did the episode yesterday about what Diana Taurasi had said, or just the way it came across to me. And I don't love that. But in the end, ultimately, it's not that big a deal. It's really not that big a deal. But you would like to see, people appreciate and understand what's going on here. BT616 says black people that support CC are being labeled as race traitors. It's ridiculous. I don't want to. Black people are also not a monolith either. Like, this is where we get, and I see the white people in the comments too, like firing back the other way. This is not about all black people or all white people. You just have some people who are loud. There are, I guarantee you, Many, 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 many black supporters of Caitlin Clark. Many. Many, 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 many. They understand. They see it. It's ball. It's real, recognized, real. I don't even want to use the word they. Individuals understand. Ball, is life. Real, recognized, real. I've spent my whole life playing basketball. When you get to a certain level, people can't front. People can't front. Peterman says, please don't tell me you like Tim Tebow, the NFL version. I mean, look, I mean, Tim Tebow won some games. I think, Tim Tebow, what's funny about him is like he was so religious that I oftentimes wonder if like that helped him in the sense that he really thought what he was doing was bigger than him, even if he wasn't playing football for God, but like he wasn't worried about, what was going to happen on a given play because the things were bigger. He was tough. He's big and strong, good athlete. But yeah, Tim Tebow had physical limitation. Tim Tebow mania, that's a better example of, I think, people rallying around a white Christian player at quarterback than Caitlin Clark, because though, to be fair to Tebow, he was an all-time great college player too. It's not like Tim Tebow sucked at Florida. He was great. Maybe at the NFL level, that was part of the boost, and there was the novelty act of the Tebow mania. Same with Linsanity, an Asian player in the NBA. But Linsanity had to produce, Jeremy Lin had to produce in order to get people to pay attention like that. That's the way it works. And Caitlin Clark is a whole different phenomenon right now because she is doing it at such a level where you can't front on it. You can't deny it. Like, she's captured imaginations all through her play. She just broke the records. Like, she's not showing up and like everybody's giving her a charity, affirmative action thing because she's a white girl playing ball. The only reason she's on the map is because she played ball to a certain. She's not a sex symbol. I can't remember anything she specifically said that would be like, oh, that's why people are rallying around her. Is it because her skin is white? I mean, I don't think it necessarily. I won't say there is absolutely nothing to it. Eminem's opening the NFL draft tonight. I've used Eminem as an example before where, Eminem, it was probably harder for him to break in as a white guy. But once he broke in, he had more success because he was a white guy, because all these white fans who, I don't listen to rap, but I listen to Eminem, came on board. But ultimately, it was Eminem's skills that got him there. Because if you're actually saying who are the greatest rappers ever, Eminem belongs on that list. He doesn't get a boost because he's white. He might have gotten a sales boost, maybe. But there are plenty of black rappers who have sold a lot of records. 50 Cent sold a lot of records right after Eminem. Jay-Z has sold a lot of records. Kanye has sold a lot of records. Same thing goes for the basketball. Like, every great basketball player I can think of in the NBA, other than Bird, who's American, and Jokic, who's not, are black players. And I've never thought once about not rooting, I've stand for LeBron as people, or I've certainly pulled for LeBron for 20 years. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you can. Get your comments in. Keep them coming in. But to that point, I do think Caitlin Clark will be better in the WNBA, which the topic bar, of course, it's spun off into the racial aspect, which has been part of this. And it's part of the reason it's a fascinating story to cover, really. Peterman says Diana is 41. She needs to retire. Kevin Zwicker says everyone has to come with a hot take these days. Clark is a baller. Simple as that. Let's just give her credit and stop the nonsense. Exactly. And guess what she's going to do at the WNBA level? Dominate. She's going to dominate. If you've watched her play basketball, you know she's going to dominate. Same way I knew LeBron was going to dominate. I watched when LeBron's high school game at St. Vincent St. Mary's was televised. I went to go watch that thinking I was going to hate on it. Thinking I was going to say, like, all these people are saying he's so good. They don't know what they're talking about. I actually know better. And I watched like 5 minutes of that game. And I was like, oh, no, this dude's the truth. You know, I could tell he was the truth because he was physically gifted, genetically predisposed to being great at basketball. And you could tell he was a basketball genius immediately. So all he needed was a good head on his shoulders. And you knew it was going to be nothing but success for him. And then you watch Clark play basketball for 2 seconds and you realize she's sick with it. She's sick with it. She's the best women's player I've ever seen. Not because she's white, because she puts the freaking ball in the hoop. And she sets up, again, like at the WNBA level, I think it's going to get even bigger and better because she's going to have better teammates. You're not going to be able to put all the attention on her. She's the kind of player that makes others better. And then if the attention's not on her, she'll dot your eyes. She's just nice. AJ Schreiber, lots of WNBA talk lately, even on NFL draft night. That's saying something. Look, I ain't, I'm not a dummy. I've seen the returns on talking Caitlin Clark and talking women's basketball now in the WNBA. And that's why I'm talking it. I never would have in a million years. Like there was the stories that interested me that made me jump into it. But then I was like, oh, let me see it. Let me try it again. Oh, let me try it again. Oh, let me try it again. Let me try it again. And it works every time. So if that doesn't tell you Caitlin Clark is a needle mover, I don't know what does. That's the reason for all this. She's a needle mover. Simple and plain.